This is Chapter 6, Understanding Our Government, Lesson 25, Our State Government. The focus questions for this session are 1. What is a major difference between our state and federal constitutions? 2. How did Pennsylvania's Constitution serve as a model for the federal Constitution? 3. What are the three branches of government? 4. What are the roles and duties of each branch of government? 5. What are the main occupations associated with each branch of government? 6. How does a bill become a law? And 7. What are the names of the main courts in our state? Our state government versus our federal government. Every state in our country has its own state government. Pennsylvania government is outlined through a state constitution, which is similar to the U.S. Constitution. The word constitution simply means an official plan for government. Citizens and state officials share the job of organizing and running our state government to ensure the well-being of all Pennsylvania residents. Pennsylvania's state constitution was written in 1776, well before our national constitution was written in 1787. Our constitution has been revised 4 times, in 1790, in 1838, 1874, and in 1968. How is our constitution different from our federal constitution? Both constitutions start out with a preamble, an introductory statement that explains the purpose of the document. Both preambles refer to we, the people, and confirm the right to liberty, peace, and justice. One difference lies in how the rights of citizens and the structure of government are addressed. Our state constitution outlines the rights of citizens before the structure of government. The U.S. Constitution first addresses the structure of government, and our citizens' rights are outlined as amendments. This is because it was first crucial to get our federal government operational. Without a strong central government, you would not have to worry about citizens' freedoms and rights. William Penn's ideas for citizens' rights and government were a model for our state constitution, which, in turn, served as a model for our country's constitution. The first section of Pennsylvania's Constitution, called the Declaration of Rights, outlines our rights and freedoms as citizens. Procedures for establishing our state government are described next in 11 articles. Some important principles in our first state constitution served as a model for our federal constitution. The rights of citizens were guaranteed, and the powers of the governing branches were separated to ensure that no branch had too much power. Our branches of government created a balanced system, or what is known as a system of checks and balances. Our state constitution also covered election, taxation, finance, and local government. Let's explore how the 3 branches of state government work today. Harrisburg, our state capital, lies near the center of our state along the east side of the Susquehanna River. The state legislative branch. The legislative branch of Pennsylvania's government makes laws. The state legislature is made up of 2 groups of people who meet separately, the House of Representatives and the Senate. The voters of Pennsylvania elect representatives to serve in the House of Representatives for a term of 2 years, after which they are up for re-election. There are 203 members in the House of Representatives. The leader of the House, who is selected by its members, is called the Speaker of the House. Voters also elect senators to serve in the Senate for a term of 4 years, after which they are also up for re-election. There are 50 members in the Senate. The Senate members select a leader who is called the President pro tempore. This president leads the Senate when the lieutenant governor is unavailable. When both groups meet as one body, they are known as a General Assembly. These lawmaking bodies can create any law that is not in conflict with our national or state constitutions. The Pennsylvania legislature creates laws for the well-being of its citizens. Some laws make sure citizens act in a peaceful, orderly manner. There are laws for hunting and fishing and laws that determine speed limits and other traffic rules. Other laws describe how businesses in our state should operate. No matter the law, there is a written criminal code which defines all actions considered crimes by the state. All laws created by the state legislature begin as bills. A bill is a written suggestion for a law. To become a state law, a member of the House of Representatives or Senate introduces a bill that will be discussed and debated by other representatives and senators. However, any bill dealing with raising revenue, money, has to begin in this House chamber. A bill then goes through several steps, and both chambers must discuss it and vote on it. If a bill passes every step in the process by a simple majority, more than a half of the group, it is sent to the governor. If the governor approves the bill, he will sign it into law. The governor can reject the bill, which is called a veto. If the governor vetoes a bill, the bill goes back to the legislature to be discussed again. If a two-thirds majority in both chambers approves the bill a second time, it becomes a law without the governor's signature. This is called overriding the governor's veto. While this happens rarely, it does show another example of how the system of checks and balances work. This is the grand staircase of the Capitol Rotunda in Harrisburg. The staircase leads to the State House of Representatives on the right and to the State Senate on the left. Here is a summary of how a bill becomes a law. 1. A written idea. Mobile phones are to be banned from schools. 2. The bill is given a number and it's sent to groups for discussion. 3. Bill 50, which is the number it was given, enters the Senate, the legislative body in which it was introduced, for discussion. 4. After discussion, Bill 50 is voted upon and passed by the Senate. Step 5. Bill 50 goes to the House of Representatives for debate. It passes by majority vote. Step 6. Bill 50 goes to the governor for approval. He or she signs the bill into a law, or he or she vetoes it. The governor vetoes Bill 50. Finally, if it's vetoed, mobile phone Bill 50 goes back to the legislators. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives must pass the bill again. Only this time, 2 out of every 3 members of each group must pass the bill for it to become a law. If we were in class, we would take a vote and mock that system. State Executive Branch. The state executive branch of government sees to it that our laws are carried out. The governor is the leader of our executive branch and is elected to a 4-year term. Our citizens also elect several additional officials who advise the governor to perform other special duties. These officials include the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, the state treasurer, and the auditor general. The governor also prepares a budget to determine where money is to be spent. The lieutenant governor helps the governor with his duties and serves as a governor if the governor dies, resigns his office, or becomes too disabled to perform his duties. The lieutenant governor also presides over the Senate and votes if there is a tie vote. The attorney general is the chief law enforcement officer of the state and can bring criminal charges against people, groups, and businesses. Court crimes can be related to drugs, corruption, or fraud, to name a few. The state treasurer manages the money that our state collects from taxes and other sources. He or she also manages the money paid for state services. Remember, a tax is the money that people pay to the government to ensure that it can pay for the goods and services it provides. Taxes are part of laws we obey, and people pay taxes at the national, state, county, and local levels. The Auditor General sees to it that all collected money for the state is placed in the state treasury, and that this money is legally spent. He or she conducts audits to check the accuracy of record keeping and is a watchdog of the state treasury. In addition to our elected officials, the governor selects people to lead approximately 24 different governmental agencies that help run the state government. These departments include education, transportation, agriculture, environmental resources, commerce, health, revenue, and public welfare. We also have many state agencies, such as the Fish and Boat Commission, to manage state business matters. Our citizens also often come in contact with officials of the state executive branch. We obtain our driver's licenses through the Department of Transportation, and many law enforcement officials operate within the executive branch of the government. Our 121 state parks also operate under the umbrella of the executive branch. State Judicial Branch. The judicial branch of our state government includes the court system, which is operated by our judges. Judges interpret and apply our laws and explain what laws mean and when they are questioned. The main duty of the court system is to decide whether someone has broken a law and what punishment to apply when someone is convicted of a crime. The judicial branch also deals with disagreements among agencies, people, and businesses within the state. Our state Supreme Court was established in 1722, making it the oldest in the country. The state Supreme Court supervises all statewide courts, the Common Pleas Court at the county level, and the district justices at the local level. There are 3 different statewide courts: the state Supreme Court, the Superior Court, and the Commonwealth Court. These courts hear or review cases that are not settled or appealed from the lower county and local courts. There are no juries in our statewide court cases. Lawyers present their cases to a panel of judges who make decisions on a simple majority rule. The state Supreme Court consists of 7 judges who are elected to 10-year terms. The judges on the state Supreme Court pick the cases that they think are most important. They listen to all the cases involving the interpretation of our state constitution. The Superior Court consists of 15 judges who are elected 10-year terms. In panels of 3 judges, they hear appeals on criminal and civil cases appealed from the lower Common Pleas Court. Most appeals go no further unless selected by the state Supreme Court judges. The Commonwealth Court consists of 9 judges who are elected to 10-year terms. They review all cases brought against the state government. The judges listen to cases about the state and local matters concerning issues such as banking, insurance, and taxes. Most county seats in our state have a Common Pleas Court. Some courts have 2 counties. Judges are elected to 10-year terms. Judges of the Common Pleas Court handle cases involving all types of criminal and non-criminal or civil cases, which may include disagreements between 2 parties over contracts, property disputes, divorces, and so on. Many of the court cases in our judicial system do not go beyond the county level. There are 551 district justices who are elected to 6-year terms in our state. These judges interpret laws at the city, township, and borough levels. They can issue warrants for arrests of suspects, issue search warrants, and can hold hearings to decide if a case goes to the Common Pleas Court. They can also administer and collect fines for certain actions which are considered illegal, such as littering or speeding on highways. Because of their sizes, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh have their own court systems, but they still operate under the rules of the judicial system.